What's up, everyone? I hope all is well. Welcome back to the channel. Matt Garland here, NMLS number 58700, but better known as MG, the mortgage guy. So, look, man, I'm out here on a walk right now. Been stuck in the house for a few days. Had to get outside and get some air, get some walking, like jog, get my mind right. All right. So, I wanted to bring this video to you guys, man. Talk about this 90-day mortgage relief act. So last week, today is Monday, March 30th, just so people in the replay, right? And this information is as of today, well, this morning, all right? So this is all subject to change in a couple months as more information comes out. But as of right now, these are my thoughts and opinion about the mortgage relief, that 90-day fund. If you're watching this right now, make sure you like, comment, hit that super chat. Also, support the channel with the super chat, friends. All right. And if you like any of the content that I put out there, make sure you go watch other videos, share to your community, and subscribe. All right. So check it. Let's get into this 90-day mortgage relief. Now, as we all probably know by now, the government and banks came out with this 90-day relief where homeowners can essentially not make mortgage payments over the next 3 months. April, May, and June, right? So I had a lot of clients call me, and I started helping a lot of people with this. And as I started doing research, and I spoke to all the major lenders, because a lot of my clientele really don't understand the terms. So I'll hop on the phone with them. They'll give me permission to speak, and I'll go through the terms that the lender is offering with this 90-day relief. And let me tell you guys something, and this is just my opinion. This opinion has nothing to do with my employer or who I currently work for, right? This is just my opinion and me keeping it real with you guys. So let's break it down. The 90 days is a forbearance, right? So that basically means you're not missing any mortgage payments. That money is still due. So what a lot of banks have come out with is that after the 90 days, April, May, and June, so in July, you are required to make a full lump sum payment of that 90 days mortgage payment, plus the July mortgage payment. So a lot of people had confusion around this because they thought that, it'll be free money, basically. And I tried to tell people when this was announced that banks ain't giving up nothing for free. So let me repeat that. The 90 days is not just automatically put on the back end of your mortgage. They give you three options. If you do the forbearance, you have 3 months free, April, May, and June. In July, those 3 months plus the July mortgage payment is doing a lump sum. Now, to me, that makes absolutely no freaking sense. Because if someone truly suffered a hardship, they lost their job, they got sick, whatever the case may be, then they really truly just don't have the money, you know what I'm saying, to pay their mortgage. So how can you require them to pay a lump sum in July plus the July mortgage payment? That is absolutely ridiculous. So as I'm talking to all these customer service people, I pretty much ask them the same questions. And I want you guys, if you're a current homeowner and you're looking to do this forbearance, then you need to ask these questions too. Number one, we already know during that 90 days, you're not reported to your credit bureau as late. There's no interest. There's no negativity getting reported to your credit report, which is good, right? But you need to ask your bank or your service and lender what happens after the 90 days. And forgive me if this video is a little shaky because I'm out here doing my walk right now. What happens after the 90 days? Most of them will tell you you have to pay it up front. I had a couple other banks that tell me, well, we can do basically have a payment arrangement for those 90 days. And you'll have to pay it back little by little over an extended period of time. So my question to all of them was like, okay, if my mortgage payment is $3,000 a month, and that's $9,000 over 3 months, right? How much higher will my mortgage payment go to in July? What? How long are you going to spread that $9,000 out? Do I have to pay it back in 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, 24 months? What is the term? And to my surprise, none of them can answer that question. They all had the same answer for me. We don't know at this time. You have to call us back in June. I said, what? I said, what do you mean call you back in June? And this is kind of the conversation I have with everybody. Why do I have to call you back in June if I have to make a decision today? Because regardless of what, if you start this, if you try to do this 3 months in May, let's say, it don't work like that. Regardless of when you start, it could be middle of April, May, you only get to June 30th. So I said, so how can I make a decision on if I'm gonna take this forbearance if I don't know what my mortgage payment will be? If I decide to pay it back over a period of time, you can't even tell me what the term will be. They all told me the same thing, guys. Call back in June. I said, that's ridiculous. I said, okay, so what's the next option? I said, what if worst case scenario, the options that you're giving me in June, I still can't afford? All of them said the same thing. Well, you can do a loan modification. I said, okay. Now, me being in the mortgage business, I know a loan modification is reported in a negative fashion to the credit report. And as I read all the stimulus packages, all these websites, reading up on all this information, none of it says that if you do a loan modification, that it won't be reported negatively. So my question again is, okay, tell me the terms of the loan mod. Can you tell me, number one, will you report me negative? To my surprise, none of them had the answer. I said, okay, can you ask the supervisor? None of them had the answer. They couldn't even tell me if a loan mod would be reported negative. One service and lender, which I'm not going to mention any of these people, these banks' names, because this is not to bash the banks. And I'm going to tell you why in a second, why I'm not bashing banks on this. One of the service and lenders told me that, okay, we could probably do two different two different modifications. One is a streamline modification, which doesn't get reported negative. And the other one is a regular modification, which will report negative. I said, okay, cool. Which one will you do at the time? She said, honestly, I don't know. I said, how can you tell me that you don't know what the options are? And she told me the truth, and this is what I believe. She said is because, and she broke it down. So this customer service person actually was paying attention to her training. She said because the back end investors who own the mortgage note have to make that decision on how we're going to modify and what terms we can offer, et cetera, et cetera. And I said, you know what? You're right. And that's what people don't understand. So before I get into that, right? So making a long story short, you're a current homeowner. If you plan on doing this modification or this forbearance, the 90-day relief, read the terms, ask questions. Don't just be happy that you don't have a mortgage payment due over the next 90 days. Really ask your service and lender questions. What's going to happen after 90 days? Do you have to pay it back in full? Do you have to pay it back over time? If I have to pay it back over time, how much would that payment be? How much would it raise my current mortgage payment? If you can't afford it, are you going to do a loan modification? How does it work? You have to ask questions. Just don't be happy for this 90 days, because I'm telling you, this 90 days is going to set people back. It's going to set people back from a credit perspective, from just anything. I mean, it's not the best thing in the world. And I see people are happy as hell about this. So for me, I'm looking at this differently. I'm like, listen, me personally, I can afford to pay my bills, so I'm going to keep paying my bills. That's just me personally. My electricity, gas, water, cell phone, credit cards, whatever it is, I'm paying. Car notes, whatever. Why? Because I don't want to have a bunch of bills stacked up on me in July when we can be outside. Then now you're figuring out how to pay those bills. So my advice to everybody who's watching this here live, and make sure you guys are live, like this video and hit that super chat up for your boy, right? So I'm paying my bills. Business as usual in my eyes. For those of you who are really affected by this, and I know a lot of people are, I'm not telling you not to do this. I'm telling you to do your homework before you do it. And some of you may not just have a choice, and I understand it. I definitely do. But just make sure you guys truly read the fine print on this, because this is not free money. This is not time to, and if you do this and you actually have the money, you better save that money. Don't be going and buying stupid ish, right? Because if you go out and you buy stupid ish, then you setting yourself back. So this could potentially, now I can't really see the comments too good because I'm not paying attention, which is good. If BK Joe, you're on furlough for a month, everything is on hold for you, make it happen. You know what I'm saying? You got to do what you got to do. But what I'm telling to the folks out there, read the fine print on these agreements. Because when things get back to normal, and at some point they will get back to normal, guys. At some point, this will get back to normal. So you got to really look at when it gets back to normal. If people are just trying to get over on the system, you could really be fucking yourself. This 90-day release, to me, is not all that it's packed up to be. Now, if they were completely forgiven these payments, and the government was going to step in with a stimulus and kind of pay for everything, okay, great. Everybody knock this stuff out. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know, man. That's just my opinion on this matter right now. I want everybody who's watching this, make sure you definitely, if you're a homeowner, even if you're not a homeowner, if you call your credit card company, your cell phone company, whatever it is, you want to put your payments on pause or whatever, make sure you understand those terms and conditions before you do it. Because in most cases, it's probably just better off paying it. Just in my opinion. All right? Now, let's get into a little bit more education. While I think this can potentially hurt the mortgage market if the government really truly doesn't step in. Now, mortgages are sold on the back end, in the secondary market. MBSs, mortgage-backed securities, those are bonds. They're traded on Wall Street. I hope rates do go up, me personally, but that's another story. This walk is getting me. So what I was gonna say, so mortgages are traded on Wall Street, mortgage-backed securities. So when investors still need to get paid, right? The thing about these securities, these investments, they're pretty much guaranteed payments to investors. FHA loans, agency loans, pretty much guaranteed payments to investors. So now when people are not making their mortgage payment at scale, like what's about to happen in 2 days, investors still have to pay, have to get paid. So who's paying them? So while you're on a 90-day freeze, who has to pay it? The banks. Now, federal banks, like the Chases of the world, the Wells Fargo of the world, they have access to that stimulus package money. But non-banks, non-servicing banks, like the Quicken Loans, or Mr. Cooper, I'm trying to name some of the popular ones out there, but let's just keep it Quicken Loans, for example. They're non-bank. So they don't have access to stimulus packages. So who's going to make their mortgage payments? Who's going to who's going to pay their investors on the back end? Who's going to pay the property taxes when they're due? You know what I'm saying? Who's going to pay the homeowners insurance once it's due? Because I can guarantee you the county still want their money for their property taxes. The insurance companies definitely want their money. So who's paying all of that? This is how banks implode. This is how mortgage banks and banks implode and stuff like this. So I believe, because it's already happening, banks are going to start imploding at some point. The smaller banks, not the big boys, but the smaller ones, I believe, there's going to be correction in my market when it comes to that. The government is going to be on the hook for a lot of things, which is going to keep getting our country's debt is going to keep getting swept under the rug because we're just going to have to keep printing money. This $2 trillion is definitely not enough. They're going to have to print more money. And this can really turn into a Great Depression. Now, this is my opinion, like I said, guys. This is Matthew Garland's opinion. This is just based off of everything that I've been reading and things that I've been seeing with my own two eyes in the industry. And being in this industry for 18 years, right? There's a lot of banks that will go down because of this. It's already started. So yeah, so that's just my thoughts. We're going and we're going to be in lockdown for more than 30 days. So they're saying April 30th, which there's no way in God's green earth this can be fixed by April 30th. So I personally believe don't expect to really be outside your house and be outside until probably June. That's what I'm preparing for, June. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I got for you guys, man. I wanted to come on here and just rant a little bit about the mortgage relief. Word to the wise, just be cautious. Understand what you're signing up to. If you really need this relief, take it. Just understand that it could potentially hurt you more in the future. It sounds good. Everything that glitters ain't gold. You know what I'm saying? Everything that glitters ain't gold. So just pay attention to this. Now, good question. Why do I want rates to go up? It's very simple. Interest rates staying this low. And I'm not going to get too deep into this because I don't really feel like explaining margin calls and all this other stuff to you guys right now, to be honest with you. But the reality of it is, if rates go below 3%, yes, super chat, my brother. Who was that? Who hit me with the super chat? Hold on. Double X Big Swole 54 double X. Pause. Let me say pause behind that. But I appreciate the super chat. Everybody hit up that super chat and follow suit with Big Swole. Appreciate that, King. What I was saying, that super chat got me distracted. Oh no, I was telling you that with rates. So for me, if rates continue to go lower, it's going to be a shit show for banks. Like the amount of volume that came through in March was absolutely ridiculous. Now, if rates go lower, it's just going to be more volume. So what's that going to do? Increase turnaround times, right? Lenders, and let me tell you something. Just because the market rates may be 3%, 2.75, 3.25, doesn't mean that a bank is going to offer that. You know what I'm saying? Because especially right now, because banks are going to lose money during this 90 days. So they're going to make their money back somehow. So I personally think when the market closed on Friday, the interest rate market, the rates were in the low to mid threes across the board, maybe high twos if you were buying a lot of discount points. But I think those are good rates. So I don't think we need to go any lower than that. Personally, for what? It's just going to cause more of a shit show in the back end with margin calls, all types of stuff. And I'm not going to get into hedging and all that because that's just a too sophisticated conversation. Oh, I think somebody just hit me with another shoe. Joseph Brown, shout out to you with the super chat, King. I appreciate you. Everybody hit up that super chat, support the channel. I appreciate it. I know I'm kind of rambling. I'm walking, I'm rambling. I'm walking, I'm rambling. Now I got to run across the street before I get hit. But this is what my Instagram lives be like. You know what I'm saying? So I figured let me do this on YouTube so at least the information could live for more than 24 hours. But yeah, man, look, I love all y'all. Like I said, I love all y'all, man. I want y'all to be safe during this social. Let me go this way. Can you still get a HELOC if you had a loan mod 4 years ago? Possibly not. I love all y'all. I want everybody to be safe out here. Practice social distancing. And again, if you need that mortgage relief, if you really need it, take it. But read the fine print because it's not really all that it's cracked up to be. All right? So salute to all of y'all. Follow me on Instagram, MG the Mortgage Guy. Like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel. I want to make MG the Mortgage Guy YouTube channel the #1 channel for real estate financing and real estate on YouTube. So in order for me to do that, I need you guys' support. The channel is starting to grow, which I'm super, super happy about. And I'm thanking all of you guys from the bottom of my heart supporting. Super chat is live in effect now. So support the channel with the super chat. But I appreciate all y'all. Any questions, as always, you know you can DM me on my Instagram. Just be patient because I'm trying to reach out to everybody. If you want to get pre-approved or refinance, link in my Instagram bio. I'll put the link in the description below. Pre-approvals, unless you got a contract, I can get to it. Me and my team can get to it right away. But if it's just a regular traditional pre-approval, that may take some time, so please be patient. Me and my team are just trying to get through as many as we can and still close people's loans during this pandemic. So a lot of our attention has been spent, helping our current customers. But I appreciate all y'all comment. I appreciate you. I appreciate all y'all checking in with me all the time. Oh, check out my last video before this, Generational Workshop Part 1. I did that in New York last year, March. I never released it to the general public, but today I decided to upload it and release it. Lots of gems in there: credit, estate planning, taxes, Cleveland real estate market, hard money financing. The whole 9 yards. So make sure y'all check out that last video. And yeah, that's all I got for y'all, man. So everybody like this video, comment, share, subscribe, hit the super chat up, support the channel. I'm building, okay, Dragon Manifest. I'm building fire resorts for those that live. What? Hold on. Sorry, bro. I'm trying to read this while I walk. I'm building fire resorts for those that will have to live in van life, RVs, tiny homes, etc. Shout out to Dragon Manifest. He's building fire resorts for those that will have to live in vans, RVs, and tiny homes. So y'all hit him up. Hit the king up. Shout out to you, Dragon. No problem. Thank you. I appreciate the support. All right, guys. So that's all I got for y'all, man. I'm about to get up off this. Peace and love as always. MG the Mortgage Guy, NMLS number 58700. Peace. How do I end this? Oh, good.